Hello, my name is Phil Lewis. I'm the Executive Director of the Missouri Association of Secondary School Principals. Today is March 1st, 2018, and this is what you will find in this week's update. The latest on the state school board, a link to see how Missouri stacks up to all states with school funding, Severe Weather Awareness Week, Digital Principal of the Year applications for MoASSP are now open. Building a brand by telling your story. That's our conference theme for this spring. Creative thinking expands student internships at a small school in Missouri. School safety, what kinds of information is out there, and I've provided some links to various sources about possible planned walkouts, sit-ins, or demonstrations. There's an update on some of the legislative news and a little bit on a district principal meeting that Doug and I attended. Well, you can't make this stuff up. The political reality show here in Missouri continues to come up with new plots each week. Our governor's made headlines at the state and national level. Our legislators have not met with nominated school board members. Both the House and the Senate are working on charter school legislations, vouchers, and additional tax cuts. And it will be interesting to see what laws get passed, if any, and if the same governor is still here at the end of the legislative season. School board nominees. The governor has reappointed the 5 members that he appointed prior to January 3. If you recall, he removed their names prior to the legislative session and reappointed them to give the Senate extra time to review their nominations. Ron Richard, the president pro tem of the Senate, put off the process until March to let emotions die down. We are in March, and the recent scandal has made the school board matter a small potato issue. It will be interesting to see if the Senate moves on the school board issue at all. If the Senate meets with the proposed board members and elects not to accept any of them, the governor must appoint 5 more to the board. If he does not appoint 5 before the session ends, he may appoint members after the conclusion of the session. If the 5 are not confirmed, they will be banned for life from being board members. If Governor Greitens is no longer in office, the new governor, Mike Parsons, will make the appointments. How does Missouri compare to the rest of the state when it comes to school funding? This is an interesting site. You might want to click on it and find out how we compare across the country. Missouri Severe Weather Awareness Week is March 4 through 10. The National Weather Service has announced that Missouri's statewide tornado drill will be on Tuesday this year, March 6th at 10 a.m. Plan ahead. Encourage someone to apply. MoASSP Digital Principal of the Year applications are now available. You will find a link and a message from Dr. Joanne Bartoletti, our Executive Director, on this week's update. MoASSP Spring Conference, Building a Brand by Telling Your Story. This is the finest assemblage of principals presenting at breakout sessions that MoASSP has had in my 21 years of attending conferences. Presenters are all great leaders, and you will find it very difficult to choose which one to attend. Come join us March 25, 26, 27 at the Lodge of the Four Seasons at the lake. Creative thinking inspires schools to expand their student internship. I would suggest that you turn to that portion of the update this week and take a look at what Leeton High School has done with getting their kids out of the building and out into businesses and companies in their area. School safety. With the loss of 14 students and 3 teachers at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, that has inspired several survivors to create a school safety movement that seems to have captivated the nation. Some of your schools probably have already had students come to you asking about what kinds of demonstrations they can have, walkouts, sit-ins, or a variety of other different kinds of things. We have some links on our update this week that will take you to some places where you can find all kinds of information about student walkouts, legalities, how to proceed, what kinds of conversations to have with students and your teachers. There's also an attachment this week on your update that MoASSP has sent out earlier in the week, but if you didn't see it then, at least you have that opportunity to look at it now. Senate Bill 612 is still out there. They're trying to make some changes to get that through. It might be interesting to watch because it is a very close vote. So if you want to send something to your legislators, this might be a pretty good chance to do that. Every month, many of our districts have meetings. Usually 25 to 30 or more people show up for those meetings. We had an interesting one this time down in Cuba. One of the people who was brought in to do a little professional development during that time talked about the signs of suicide prevention program that's available in the counties that he serves. I'm sure there are some things around your counties as well where you have people that you can talk to, contact, that can help the students. I also have a phone call into one of the places in the state that might be able to give me even more information. So stay tuned and we'll see what we can do to keep those contacts fresh in your mind because it really is a problem in Missouri. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a great week. I hope you have an even better week next week. Now, more than ever, the students and teachers in your building need to see you in the building, in the hallways, in their classrooms. They will find comfort in your presence and your positive attitude. We really know the value of the principle of the thing. Have a good week.